Hi guys. So I just want to talk about a second about my morning because literally I was really delusional all morning. Like I couldn't even grasp what was happening. I woke up. I had 2 hours of sleep last night because, I decided to try to get my paintings done. Oh, that person's pretty close. Cool. I had spent maybe 3 hours last night packing and then took a 2-hour nap and then hopped on the plane. Also, by the way, we're about to eat, so I'm just gonna eat and then talk at the exact same time and then kind of fill you on my trip as we go. This is Jiraiya.
How's it going?
You know, it's funny, we're in Chick-fil-A, because of course that's the first thing you need to do when you stop in an American city. You have to stop at Chick-fil-A. I feel like it's especially in the South, it's insulting if you don't. He's like, I don't know, I've never been here. I was like, you gotta try the waffle fries. He's like, I don't know what the waffle fries are. Did you just try the waffle fries?
Yeah, I just did, yeah.
Okay, what'd you think?
It's a little salty, but good, yeah.
Oh, maybe they over-salted them.
Yeah, it's pretty salty.
Really?
A lot of sodium on that.
Maybe you don't eat enough salt. Do you salt things? Wait, you don't cook though. You work on the ship. So they people cook for you. They probably make it super bland.
Yeah, kinda.
No, it's actually pretty decent. Actually, I'd say there's not enough salt. I have too much sodium in my diet. Anyways, I get through security in Saskatoon, and I tried I tried doing some homework on my first flight. Couldn't do it. I couldn't even think straight. It was just so confusing. I had an epiphany while I was on the plane, and I couldn't even remember what it was. I was just that tired. There's someone in a car watching me talk to a camera. It's hilarious. This is what YouTubers feel like. Oh god, someone's watching me talk to a camera. Anyways, so what happened was, oh, do you see that? There's a spider web on our window right there. Do you see that? It's flowing in the wind. Obviously the spider isn't there, but it's the one strand is there. Clearly you don't see that.
Oh, I need glasses.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, so what happened was, yeah, so I was reading my textbook and then I was just I can't even focus anymore. I get into the Calgary airport. Their security was tight. Every person who went through, they did that x-ray scan, the one where it takes a picture of you naked or whatever. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, every person who went through, they did that with. And then going through customs was weird. I don't know what your experience was with customs. What was it like?
I was in and out like that. I couldn't believe it. Big lineup, but...
No, there was no one there, but it was kind of off-putting the questions they were asking. They're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, I'm going on a road trip. They're like, you bringing any narcotics? I'm like, well, no. Whatever. And then they're like, so is this your baggage? And they show me a picture of my baggage. And I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, what's inside of it? And I'm like, clothes, makeup, skincare products. And then I'm like, tea, because I like drinking tea in the morning. And then he's like, okay. He's like, no, what is your job? I'm like, I'm a student. He's like, what are you going to school for? I'm like, philosophy and archaeology. It wasn't genuine interest. It was interrogation.
Yeah.
And then later at the end, when I'm like, this is my baggage or whatever, he's like, so what school are you going to? He was just bouncing back and forth to try to give me some kind of it was just a very confusing thing. I've never been nervous going through customs. This time I was actually kind of nervous. And then I had breakfast, which breakfast was great. And then there was a person outside the restaurant playing live music. I was supposed to get the middle seat on my second flight. This is what I thought was funny. Before anyone boarded, they actually forgot to go through the security of checking out the plane to make sure it's safe and whatever. So they loaded people and then they had to unload the people and then reload them again because they had to do the sweep in between. And then after we loaded, the left wing, for some reason, the engine was not turning on. I have to go back to the terminal to make sure what's going on. And they're like, okay, we found out from our mechanics the frostbite on the engine or whatever. You know what I'm, not frostbite,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, okay. And they're like, okay, we're good to go now. And I'm like, okay, but I'm nervous now because you just said that the left wing wasn't turning on and all of a sudden it works. I'm like, am I gonna die? I'm like, this is how I'm gonna go in a plane crash. This is what I was also thinking while I was on the first flight. I'm like, not morbidly thinking, but I was like, I wonder what it would be like to think I'm fine and then get on a plane and just die. Like, that's your last moment of living. You're going on vacation and you get in this terrible trap and you die on a plane. All right.
I thought about that when I hit turbulence. That was scary.
Oh, I don't think about that when I have turbulence. I think about that randomly for fun, if that makes sense. Because
You're weird.
I guess. So now we're going to talk a bit about the trip. We're just going to talk about today for now. Musical Instrument Museum. So I have the address for it there.
You're going to that today?
Yeah.
Okay.
As well as the Desert Botanical Gardens, and it's open late because they have a nice light show at night that they play music and all their like cactuses.
Well, it's 2:30 right now. What do you want to do?
Buy the stuff, check into our Airbnb, and then go here.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'm signing out for now. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get in, but thinking at least it was nice to come and visit the place. Larger than I was expecting. Yeah, look, it's your cactus that you love so much.
I saw some over there I like better.
But did they have the large one?
Crap.
We actually managed to get into the museum, which is surprising because that was 30 minutes of rushing around. We visited a few exhibits. We started in the the Artist Museum, where they showed instruments of famous artists. Oh, there's your cactus right there.
I like these ones.
Oh, you're like, but it's the same one.
Yeah, but they look nicer.
Anyways, we rushed through that museum. I can't show you the music, obviously, for copyright reasons. Just know that as the headphones were being put on and you would walk by an exhibit, the music would start playing whatever it is you're looking at, which I thought was so cool, and then it would transition in as you moved. I think my favorite part about the Artist Alley was the Chinese drum played in the Beijing Olympics a couple years ago. We left the artist alleyway. I really liked a lot of the artists in there. I went to the part in Europe because they have sections for different parts of the world. Some of you may know and some of you may not know, like my dad's side is from Slovakia. So they had a little spot there of Slovakia, which I've never even listened to music from there, so I'm not really sure what it sounded like. It kind of looked like one of those Australian instruments, which is, how do you say that? Didgeridoo?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo, whatever. It's like one large flute. It sounded really interesting, just hearing something where you're like, oh, that's half of my heritage is. And then we went through the Asia exhibit, which Indonesia had a very large exhibit. Like, I was kind of surprised how large it was. Well worth it though. And then, of course, going through the Africa exhibit, where we were kind of listening to different music. I thought the Egyptian one was quite interesting. The music from Ghana was not what I was expecting at all. I found that actually quite refreshing. The museum is quite large. Because I can't show you them all, I say that you should just come here. I think it was kind of worth it. Like, even if it was just 30 minutes, it felt really worth it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna head to the Desert Botanical Garden now, so check in there. You just said that these mountains, these Red Rock Mountains in Arizona, remind him of the mountain in Wonderland, Vaughan, Toronto area. It's made out of plastic.
Styrofoam.
Is that like the only like connection to mountains that you've ever had? Have you been to BC or Calgary or anything?
No, I've never been out there, I just say. You asked me, I say no.
Well, that explains it then. Yeah, so the only connection you've had to a mountain is
I
the
said
Wonderland
no, I
Mountain.
didn't get back there. Newfoundland.
Yeah, but
I see those.
are there mountains over there? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah,
There are?
yeah.
So you've
That's what
seen
I
mountains?
said, yes.
So why did these ones remind you of Wonderland then?
It's so sharp and
So peaky. So perfectly peaked. Okay, so we're on the way to the Botanical Gardens, and Jiraiya made a wrong turn because he thought it was like the Botanical Gardens because it looked like it was. Like it looked like it was, but instead we ended up going to the Phoenix Zoo. So it looks like we're going inside the Phoenix Zoo now. So I guess you're coming with. So we just learned from the woman at the front desk, the Phoenix Zoo is all run by donations. Oh, these must all be the people who donated. We got tons of names here. The zoo is completely run by donations. And they're having like a campaign right now for the meerkats. They're kind of like, what is that thing called where they're like threads and they have like all the, what are those lights called?
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Did you just touch the cactus? Okay, but why is there a huge hole in it? Like, that's the size of my head. What lives inside? What lives inside? When my little brother was younger, my dad got us season passes to the local zoo, the Kilman Zoo, and they had a bear called Gina, and if you said up Gina, she would stand up and she'd wait for the peanuts, and we'd throw her peanuts. And it was just, but so all I can hear every now and then is my little brother being like, up Gina. He was like probably 3 or 2 at the time. Now he's like taller than me. It's kind of weird.
Oh, my younger brother's taller than me. I don't get that.
These doors just scared Jiraiya. He like totally jumped out of his skin. So we just got back from the random trip to the zoo. I think I had a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes the spontaneous stuff is the fun. Now we are actually heading to the place where we meant to go, which is the Botanical Gardens. Which is basically the same thing, except these are actually like cactuses and stuff lit up, whereas this is more like animals. Maybe we'll like this one better, but I guess we'll see. And that wasn't even realistic. He was trying to scare me and say there was a snake. There was no snake. Why are you touching that?
Cactus ball.
It's...
That's how it goes.
Is that glass blown? That might be glass blown. It looks really good. So my camera just died. I thought it was fully charged, apparently not. So I'm gonna take this couple of seconds to explain what just happened. We found chocolate, honeycombed chocolate. I'm so excited to try it. And then I found one of those hand-painted bulbs. I want to one day have a tree full of hand-painted bulbs. And so I found one of the Botanical Gardens here. I just want to show you like a couple shots here. Before we came here, we were talking about how maybe we'll see a scorpion. And lo and behold, in the gift shop, they're selling suckers of baby scorpions that you can buy and eat. I'm like, that is wild. Okay, but that's funny though, because 10 minutes ago we were like, I wonder if we'll see a scorpion at some time on our trip. And here we are.
Super everywhere. Usually they come out more at night and then you can find them with like a black light, but I've never really seen one during the day.
Okay. Okay, so we keep seeing something and being like, what is it? What is it? They're like plastic frogs?
Yeah.
Are they like, This is insane because it is taller than I am. You can't even see that, but my God. So we're having this chocolate, and it's a honeycomb chocolate, and he says it tastes like a Nestle bar. I have no idea what that is.
Right there, Nestle Crunch, the Crunch Bar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I love those, so I'll love
Yeah,
this.
if you put it in your mouth for a little bit, yeah, you taste the honey.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll try this out.